Hey guys, so I've got three of probably the most popular Nocks that I carry. First off, the Spot Nock by Victory, the Glory Nocks, and the Nockturnals by Rage. So these two are both strobing. This one is just a solid green color. I just want to go through the ease of use, how they work, the different strobing effects of these two particularly. And I'm also going to weigh them out for you and show you how to activate and deactivate the Nocks. First thing I'm going to get out of the way are the different weights between the Nocks. To some guys that might be very important as far as changing the FOC of your arrow. That will play a big factor compared to your regular 6-grain Nock. So here's a regular Nock by Victory. That guy weighs in at about 6.5 grains. That's about going to be your average plastic Nock size. Right here is a Spot Nock. Comes in at 25.3 grains. So quite the difference. They're all generally going to be about the same. The Glory Nocks, those are 21.1 grains. And then the Nockturnals, those come in at 23.8 grains. So they're not light by any means. They will change your FOC. I wouldn't worry about my spine changing all that much. But nevertheless, that's some things some guys like to consider. The Spot Nocks, the way they operate, they have a collar here that once you put this onto your string, it won't activate until that string comes forward and actually pushes this collar forward. All right, so you snap it on your string and your arrow sits there. When you fire, you're actually going to drive this collar forward and then that activates the light. The strobing effect on this one, I'm not too keen on the pattern. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why. I just like it to instantly strobe real fast first. It comes on and it's a quick, slow strobe like you're seeing here. Then it switches over to the real fast strobing effect, what you would typically think. I do like that it switches between various colors, red, blue, green, yellow. I have shot a few deer with this now, and seeing that thing flashing at you at 25 yards is really easy to pick up. Maybe it's just the arrows moving too quickly and they figured the strobe effect just isn't really that much of a difference, but on the ground, it does make a difference when you're checking it out. To turn it off, very simple. Grabbing the Nock, just pull back on that shock collar. Makes everything super easy. No tools required, anything like that. With most of the lighted Nocks, you will find the Nock is slightly wider. So if you're going from a super thin Nock, say a Victory Nock or an X Nock or something like that, they tend to be a little bit narrower. So just keep that in mind when you're setting your D-loops up. You don't want that pinched Nock to come into play, Nock pinch. You don't want any Nock travel caused by that. So you might need to tweak your D-loop if you're going from a small Nock to a larger Nock, but that's simple enough. The Glory Nock. This is my favorite system as far as ease of use and turning it off and on. It's just extremely simple. They don't have a strobing feature yet. I'll be extremely happy when they finally do. But for now, a solid green is a very nice color. Very easy to use. So you place them on the string and they won't go off, okay? It actually doesn't require anything, but when you arrow releases from the Nock, it activates, okay? There's a little pin inside that when the arrow comes off, it releases the pin and allows that light to kick back on. To turn them off, there's a little button on the top. You place the arrow back on your string. When you're done shooting, it'll automatically turn off. Hold that green button down and then remove your arrow and your Nock is off. So just real quick again, goes on, doesn't light up, can't light up because that little button is being depressed on the inside. When it releases, that's when that button is allowed to come free and illuminate. Again, place it back on the string, turns it off because that button's depressed. When you hold this, it locks that button in place, and now it can't activate. The Nockturnals, very similar. Most people know how these work. I like the strobing effect on these better than the spot Nocks. Hopefully the camera picks it up with the frame rate. You may not be able to see how fast these lights actually strobe and how bright they are. If you've ever used these and it's borderline lights out, they are extremely, almost blindingly bright. There's a secondary notch on here. You don't ever want to push these on your string too far. Some guys will push the arrow on too far and then activate the light. There's actually a secondary groove in here that you want this to sit in. So when you fire, your arrow string pushes, activates the knock. So there's the blue and green version of this. The knock is extremely bright, extremely fast strobe. I've shot these at night. I'll probably add them to the video shooting these at night so you can really see how the camera picks up, how your eye picks up on these lights at low light. This is by far, I think, the easiest one to see, honestly. The only downside I don't like, most guys typically run into it, is you have to have that little tool or a broadhead or something, a field point, something you got to jam in this little space here, get up underneath that collar, and wedge it up. I've had these where you're turning them on and off, and I've worn out that little tab. I had nothing left to grab. You know, I chewed it up, and it just wasn't functioning anymore. So again, real quick, back on the string, first notch, second notch activates it, strobe, little tool under the collar, and it's off. All these come available in universal fits, where you can buy one size fits all. You add the little collar. Some guys like, again, that's a little bit more added weight. So to compensate for that, they do come in G options, X options, S options, GT, S, and H, all for different arrow inside diameters. The spot Nocks, what I do like, they're all generally the same price, around $24 to $27. The spot Nocks, you get 4 Nocks in a package, which is great. Every other box comes with only 3. So there's that advantage there. Overall, for ease of use, I like the spot Nocks, the Glory Nocks, and then the spot Nocks. For overall brightness, I do prefer the Nockturnals. They just seem to be a little bit brighter at low light conditions, and that fast strobe is what I prefer personally. I do shoot the spot Nocks on my Victory VAP arrows, so that's what I shoot at the moment. So that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer them in the comments sections below. Other than that, have a nice day. You'll find a link to any of these in the comments below, as well as available in my shop. Have a good one.